We shall continue from where we stopped in the last lesson. I write this formula earlier. Tn is equals to a plus open bracket n minus 1 close bracket d. I deliberately leave this formula for this video because I want to explain this term here and this one here. Because if you understand them, you are going to solve almost all the questions under this formula. Let us start by telling what each of these variables means. Where Tn is called nth term, A is called first term, N is called number of terms, D is called common difference. What I want to explain is how this formula works and the logic behind the way they works. That is what I wanted to explain. I'm going to be focusing on Tn and N. Tn and N. We already talked about A and common difference. So it is left for us to talk about Tn and N. So N, what is the meaning of N? N is called number of terms. So it may be called number of terms, but it doesn't mean number of terms. N means the position of a particular terms. The position of a particular terms. That's what I'm going to write. Position of a particular term. Position of a particular terms. However, it is called number of terms. I'm going to explain why it is called number of terms. Just follow me. Let's say we have an example: 4, 6, 8, 10, and 12. This is an example. Now, if you know the position of a particular term, you can find the term in that position. For instance, these terms appear in the third position, 8 here. It appears in the third position. With that information, you can find the terms there. Let's say you did not know that 8 is here. So if you know the position that it appears in the third position, you can find the 8. Right? But most of the time, we are not usually asked to find the position of a particular term. Rather, we are asked to find the terms in that position. That is why the question will usually come like this: find the third term of a particular sequence. Now, we are asked to find the term in that position, but we were given the position. We were given that find the third term. That's the position of a particular sequence. You understand? So let's say I want to find the position. I want to teach you how to find the position of the particular terms now using this formula. I want to find this position, but I know we already know the position, right? Just to prove that these terms appear in the third position, right? We can see it: first term, second term, third term, fourth term, and fifth term. We know the position that the position of this term is what? It is what? 3. But now I'm going to prove that if I solve using this formula, we are going to get the position of this term. Tn is equals to A plus open bracket n minus 1 close bracket d, right? So what is our first term here? Our first term is what? 4, right? Our common difference is what? 6 minus 4 will give us 2. That is our common difference. Our common difference is 2. Since we want to find the position of this term, Tn will be equals to 8. Hope you understand. So Tn will be equals to the terms we want to find the position. So Tn is equals to 8. Let's solve this. Maybe we are going to get n is equals to 3, which is the position of this term. So solution. So Tn, let me write the formula, is equals to A plus open bracket n minus 1 close bracket d. Our Tn is 8, right? Our first term is 4 plus, we are looking for n, that's the position. n minus 1 close bracket. What is our d? 2. Now let us simplify. We have 8 is equals to 4 plus 2 times n we give 2n, 2 times minus 1 we give minus 2. From here, our 8 is equals to 4, 4 minus 2 is what? 2 plus 2n. Now we can collect like term. 8 minus 2 is equals to 2n. So 8 minus 2 we give 6 is equals to 2n. So now we have 6, divide both side by 2 rather, by 2. So 2 will cancel 2 and 6 in 2 will give us 3. Therefore, 3 is equals to n, or n is equals to 3. That is our answer. You can see that without formula, we got the position of this particular term, which is the third position. So n means the position of a particular term. Hope you get it. When you find the position of this last term, and I'll tell you why we usually use this formula to find the position of this last term. So now from here, there's a particular term used, number of terms. What does it mean? Number of terms means the total number of terms we have in a particular sequence. For instance, how many terms do we have here? Let us count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Therefore, 5 is a number of terms. A question usually asks, find a number of terms. That's what it means. So here we know that our number of terms is equals to 5. Now let me give you something. The reason why we need to learn how to find n. If you know the position of this last term, you know the number of terms, right? Think about it. If you know the position of this last term is equals to the number of terms. So this is the first term, right? This is the second term, this is the third term, this is the fourth term, and this is the fifth term. Do you see that? Fifth term. So the position of last term is always equals to what? The number of terms. So this formula here, finding n, f, when we are looking for the number of terms in a sequence, when we are looking for total number of terms in a sequence, that is when we need to find n. So let me try to use this formula to find this position here. You will see that we get 5, which is the number of terms. From the formula, Tn is equals to a plus open bracket n minus 1 close bracket d. In this example, our a is equals to, we learned about it earlier, 4, right? Our d is equals to 2. But now we want to find the position of this term. So Tn is equals to 12. Now if you solve this, we are going to get our n to be equals to 5, because the position of this last term is 5. And in knowing the position of this last term, you know the total number of terms in that sequence. Hope you get it. So from here we have Tn is 12 is equals to 4 plus open bracket n minus 1. We are looking for n close bracket. What is our d? 2. 12 is equals to 4 plus 12, 2 times n is 2n. 2 times minus 1 is minus 2. 12 is equals to 4 minus 2 is what? 2 plus 2n, right? So we can collect like we have 12 minus 2 is equals to 2n. From here, 12 minus 2 will give us what? 10 is equals to what? 2n, right? So we can divide both sides by 2. So we can see that our n is equals to 5. Do you see that? Our n is equals to 5. So we can conclude that the position of the last term is always equals to the number of terms. This is when this formula helps, when you are looking for the position of a particular term. With n out of the way, let us talk about Tn. What does Tn mean? Tn. Now, let's say we have example 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. This is an example. Then we extend this sequence to 100, right? So from here, we know that this is our first term, This is our second term, this is our third term, this is our fourth term, this is our fifth term, but this is our nth term. Now, we call this term our nth term because we don't know the position of this term. That is why we call it what? Nth term. But we know the position of these terms. That is why we write the corresponding position there, right? This is the first term, second term, third term, and the likes. If you are familiar with the sequence question, the position of the term is usually given, provided in the question. But the position of this term here is not usually given. That is why we mostly represent this term by Tn because we don't know the position of that terms. Hope you get it. But we don't know the position of this term, but we know one thing about this term. Since this term is an example of finite sequence, this sequence rather is an example of finite sequence. So therefore, this term here is the last term. This term here, we don't know the position, but we know that this term is the last term. Right? So therefore, we can say that Tn is equals to last term. Tn is equals to last term. That is all you need to know. Now let us solve this question with this formula. If you look well enough, you are familiar with this question from the first part of this lesson. But I want to show you that we can use this formula also to find these terms. Solution. To find missing terms rather. Solution. So we have Tn is equals to a plus open bracket n minus 1 close bracket d. Our a here is what? Our a is minus 4, right? What about our d? Our d is second term minus the first term, right? Our second term is minus 2. Minus 2 minus, what is our first term? Minus 4. So from here we have our common difference is equals to minus 2. Minus times minus plus 4. Common difference is equals to 2, right? So from here we are looking for the eighth term. We are looking for the eighth term. So from the formula, our n will now be equals to 8 because we are looking for the eighth terms. The position of that terms is 8, right? We talk about it. The position of that term we are looking for is 8. Solution, right? So our Tn, we have, since n is equals to 8, we are going to substitute n years. We are going to write 8 instead of n. Our n is equals to 8. So T8 is equals to, what is our first term? Our first term is minus 4 plus open bracket n. Our n is 8 minus 1 close bracket d. What is our d? Our d is 2, right? Our d is 2. From here we have T8 is equals to minus 4 plus 8 minus 1 is 7. We are going to expand the bracket first. Remember broad mass. Close bracket 2. T8 is equals to minus 4. 2 times 7 is what? 14 plus 14. T8 is equals to 10. So our eighth term is 10. This is our answer. You are wondering, why did I need to teach you that n is the position of a particular term when we are usually told to find a particular term, not the position of that term, right? This is your answer. I teach you that because of this solution. Because if you are only limited to the knowledge that n means number of terms, then I say that n is equals to 8 here. If you are curious or you want to understand this formula, you may begin to wonder that, does that mean the total number of terms we have in this example is 8? No, that's not the answer. The total number of terms we have here is not 8. We have to think of n as the position of a particular terms when you are finding a missing term, just like this example, as the position of that terms. But if you want to know the number of terms, in the first example, you may think of n as number of terms. That's all. Now let us solve practice question under problem on number of terms. Solution. The question goes, the first term of an AP is 2. The common difference is 3. If the last term is 29, find the number of terms. Let me write my parameters first. The first term of an AP is 2. Therefore, our A is equals to 2. And the common difference is 3. Our common difference D is equals to 3. If the last term is 29, we thought that last term is equals to Tn earlier, right? So our Tn here is 29. Find the number of terms. We are asked to find n, right? So our formula is Tn is equals to A plus open bracket n minus 1 close bracket D, right? So let us substitute for our variable. Our Tn is 29, right? Is equals to our A is 2 plus we are looking for n minus 1 close bracket. What is our D? 3. So we have 29 is equals to 2 plus 3 times n give 3n. 3 times minus 1 will give minus 3, right? So 29 is equals to 2. 2 minus 3 will give what? Minus 1. So we have 3n minus 1. From here, we can collect right hand, right? We have 29 plus 1 is equals to 3n. 29 plus 1 will give 30 is equals to 3n, right? Divide both sides by 3. So this we cancel this. So our n is equals to 10. So the next question now, solution. The question goes, find the number of terms in the AP 7, 10, 13, dot, 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 2, 9, 8. So let us write our parameters first. What is our first term here? Our first term is 7, right? So A is equals to 7. What is our common difference here? So our common difference is equals to second term minus first term, right? Second term minus first term. Our second term here is what? 10 minus what is our first term? Our first term is 7. Therefore, common difference will be equals to 10 minus 7 is 3. Our common difference is 3. One thing, and also dot 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 298. Who can tell me what 298 is? Right? You are correct. It is the last term, right? We talked about it earlier. So our last term is equals to 298. We have all we need to find number of terms. From the formula, Tn is equals to A plus open bracket n minus 1 close bracket D. All right. So Tn is 298 is equals to what is our A? 7 plus we are looking for n, right? What is our D? 3. From here, 298 is equals to 7 plus 3 times n is 3n. 3 times minus 1 is minus 3, right? 298 is equals to 7 minus 3 is 4, right? Plus 3n. Now we can collect right term. We have 298 minus 4 is equals to 3n. 298 minus 4 will give what? 294, right? Is equals to 3n. So now we can divide both sides by 3. 294 divided by 3 will give us what? 98. Therefore, our n is equals to 98. That is our number of terms. Moving on to the question on the problem on last term. Solution. The first term of an AP is 2. Therefore, our A is 2, right? The common difference is 3. So our D is 3. And the number of terms is 10. Our n is the number of terms, right? N is equals to 10. Find the last term. We are told to find the last term. From the formula, Tn is equals to A plus open bracket n minus 1 close bracket D. Our Tn, we are looking for Tn, which is the last term. Our A is 2, right? Our our n is 10. So we have 10 minus 1. And our D is 3. From here, we have Tn is equals to 2, open bracket. We have plus here. Let us simplify this bracket first. 10 minus 1 is 9, right? Close bracket 3. So from here we have Tn is equals to 2 plus 9 times 3 is what? 27, right? So we have Tn is equals to 27 plus 2 is 29. Right, it is time to talk about general formula for solving a specific question. General formula for solving a specific question. Because that is what it literally do. This formula can only solve a problem for a particular question. The formula that can solve for question 1 cannot solve for question 2. It can only solve the problem for a particular question. Now let me give you an example to understand. Let's say you have 4, 6, 8. I don't know why I like this example, 10 and 12. I want to find the general formula for solving this question, right? So from here, our A is equals to 4, our D is equals to 2, right? Right. So this is how we get general formula for solving a specific question. We are going to use our general formula for solving all questions. Then we are going to substitute for A and D, but not N. Our general formula for solving all questions is Tn is equals to A plus open bracket N minus 1 close bracket D. So therefore we have Tn is equals to, what is our A? 4 plus open bracket N minus 1 close bracket. What is our D? 2. Remember, you are going to substitute for A and D, but you are not going to substitute for N. You are going to leave it like that. From here, you have Tn is equals to 4 plus 2 times N will give us 2N. 2 times minus 1 will give us minus 2, right? So therefore, Tn is equals to 2n, right? 4 minus 2 will give us 2 plus 2. Now, this is the formula that can solve for any missing term in this specific question. If you take this formula to another question, this formula will not be able to handle that question. What is our fifth term here? 12, right? Let's say we want to find fifth term here. You see we get it quicker. Solution. Fifth term, right? So therefore our n will be equals to 5. That's the position of the term we are looking for. N is equals to 5. So from here we have Tn is equals to 2n plus 2. 2n plus 2, right? From here we have T5 is equals to 2 open bracket 5 plus 2. So we have T5 is equals to 2 times 5 is 10 plus 2. T5 is equals to 12. Do you see that? It's a general formula for solving a specific question. If you take this formula to go and solve another question, you may not get the answer. Let me prove it so you can see. Let's say you have another question here. You have 2, 4, 6. Or let's say you have 2, 8, 6, 14. Then dash, dash, dash. Let's say we have this term. We want to use this general formula for a specific question to solve for third term here. Our third term here is 14. Let's see, maybe we get the same answer. So we have Tn is equals to 2n plus 2, right? So our n, we are looking for third term, is equals to 3. So 2, 3 is equals to 2 open bracket 3 plus 2. So we have T3 is equals to 2 times 3 is 6 plus 2. So T3 is equals to what? 8. You see, we cannot find the third term. Instead, we will be getting the third term of this particular question. This formula only works for one question. It is very limited to only one question. Right. Okay. Also, this formula is also known as, this formula, I call it general formula for solving a specific question. But as we call it nth formula. Nth formula. Nth formula. Or nth term. Or nth term. Let me write it right here. Or nth term. So you either see textbook calling it nth formula or call it nth term, but you can remember this formula by knowing that it is the general formula for solving a specific question. Now let us solve practice question under problem on nth term solution. Find the nth term of sequence 4, 10 and 16. This is a typical Waec question. Remember, we only need the first term and the common difference to find the nth term, right? So what is our first term here? 4. Our common difference is what? Second term minus the first. Our second term is 10. Our first term is 4. 10 minus 4 is 6. So our d is equals to 6, right? So we are going to get it from the general formula for solving all questions. Tn is equals to a plus open bracket n minus 1 close bracket d, right? So Tn, what our a? Our a is 4 plus open bracket n minus 1 close bracket. What is our d? Our d is 6, right? So let us simplify. Tn is equals to 4 plus 6 times n will give us 6n. 6 times minus 1 will give us minus 6, right? So Tn is equals to 4 minus 6 will give minus 2. So we have 6n minus 2. Now we are going to factorize. What's common here? 2 is common, right? So what number can we multiply with 2 to give us 6n? That will be 3n, right? Minus 1. So this is our answer. We have the yes. Option A is correct. We want to differentiate between the formula in sequence. Now we already talk about all these formula. We talk about general formula for solving all questions, general formula for solving a specific term, also general formula for solving a specific question. Now I'm going to teach you how to choose a suitable formula for your question. Hope you understand. That is what I'm going to teach. We have many formulas, so I'm going to teach you how to choose the one that is best for a particular question you may be given under this topic. Right? So we have general formula for solving all questions. Example is Tn is equals to a plus open bracket n minus 1 close bracket d. That is an example of general formula for solving a specific question. Example of general formula for solving a specific term is, let's say T8 is equals to a plus 7d, and let's say T100 is equals to a plus 99d. Now if you don't know how you get this formula, you can look the first part of this lesson and you are going to understand how we derive them. And general formula for solving a specific question. Example is what I gave earlier. Tn is equals to 2n plus 2. Do you remember this formula? Another example can be Tn is equals to 2 raised power n. We also have some formula here also, like GP formula, which is Tn is equals to a raised to power n minus 1. Also here we have many formulas. Now the point is, I want to teach you how to choose a suitable formula. Now you be the one to determine the suitable formula. You need to solve any question. What I'm going to tell you is the trick to know the formula you are going to choose. Hope you understand. I'll tell you the trick to pick the best formula, right? So here we talk about this formula. We say that this formula can solve any question. It can solve any question. But the thing is, this formula is more slower. It is more slower, right? And this one, it is limited to a specific term. It cannot solve for last term or number of terms. We don't even have the variable in the formula, right? So it can only solve for a specific term. But this formula is quicker than this formula, right? And I'm going to prove it to you. And this is the general formula for solving a specific question. And this formula here is much quicker than this formula, and this formula is much quicker. Just substitute the value of n and you get your answer. But the thing is, it has limited power, right? We only have the value of n here, right? So let us try this to solve the same question. I'm going to use this formula, these three formula to solve this question: 4, 6, 8, 10, and that. So let us use this formula, and this formula, right? So I said earlier that this formula is the slowest compared to this and this. It is much slow, so much slower. Right here, let us substitute for our unknown. Our a is equals to 4, right? Right. Our d is equals to 2, right? Second term minus the first term. Also our n here let's say we want to find the third term. So our n will now be equals to 3, right? So we are going to get 8 because I just wanted to prove that if you use this formula, it is much slower compared to that and that. So we have Tn is equals to a plus open bracket n minus 1 close bracket d. From here, T8, T3, right? We are looking for third term is equals to, what is our first term? 4 plus 3 minus 1 close bracket 2, right? So from here, T3 is equals to 4, 3 minus 1, we have 2 close bracket 2. So T3 is equals to 4, 2 times 2 is 4 plus 4. So T3 is equals to 4 plus 4 is 8. Do you see that? But see, how many lines did we use here? We use 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Up to 5 lines. Let's use this second formula to solve the same question. Let's say we are looking for third term here also, and we know that the formula for third term is given as a plus 2d, right? The formula for third term is given as a plus 2d. Our a here is 4, you have 4 here also, and our d here is also 2. I want to solve the same question. Just wanted to prove that this one is more faster than this. So we have T3 is equals to, what is our A? 4. What is our D? 2, right? So we have T3 is equals to 4 plus 4, right? T3 is equals to 8. Now, how many lines do we use here? 1, 2, 3, 4, right? How many lines do we use here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we have some expression to do here and simplify. We don't simplify any bracket here. We just substitute and get our answer straight. Now let us use this one to solve it, and let's see if this one is more faster than this one also. We have n is equals to 3, right? We are looking for the third term. So this is the general formula for this question. We derived it earlier, if you remember. So we have T3 is equals to 2 open bracket 3, right? 2 open bracket 3 plus 2, right? Do you see that? Or let me rewrite the formula so you understand what I am writing. So Tn is equals to 2n plus 2, right? So we substitute n for 3. We have T3 is equals to 2 open bracket 3 plus 2, right? So T3 is equals to 2 times 3 is 6 plus 2. So T3 is equals to 8. Do you see that? How many lines do we use here? We use 3 lines. 1, 2, 3. Here we use 1, 2, 3, 4. And here we use 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And also we do some expansion here. Do you see that this formula is quicker? So that is one difference. This formula is more slower, but this one is faster compared to this, and this one is also faster compared to both of them. So next time, if you are given a question and you are given the nth formula or general formula for solving a specific question, you should go with that general formula for solving a specific question. Remember, in math, accuracy and speed matter. So if you are writing for exam, you should know that this formula is best if you are given. But if you are not given, your next formula you can use is this formula because it is faster compared to this. But let's say you were given some variable that you cannot find here, you can use this formula. Let's say like n, Tn and n, which you cannot find here, you can use this formula. So another difference about this formula is this formula has power compared to much power compared to this one and this one, in the sense that it can solve most of the questions you may come across. It can solve for n term, it can solve for last term, but this one cannot solve for n term and last term. Do you see that? Because we don't have what n in the what in the formula there, or Tn. Hope you understand. So this one also don't have much power compared to this one. We only have one variable here. We do not have a and b here. So this one is not limited. So this one has small limit, but this one has the lowest limit, the capacity in solving question. And if you make it to the end of this lesson, congratulations, you covered the formula in APs. From here, you can solve any question under this topic. In the next lesson, I'm going to be teaching you how to solve the sum of the AP. After that, you are going to go to GP. Thank you for watching.
If you know that this video helped you, you can support this channel by hitting the subscription button below, as this will allow this video to get to more people.